Hello, Mr. Dorrington. I have your watch here. It arrived from Australia. This is 6139. These are my taking things apart gloves. Don't worry about that. This is 6139 6000X. Now it's a silver dial. It should be a 6002. That's what these are. It's got a case back for a 6005, a true Pogue, by the way, an early one. Very early. That would be if this were a true Pogue, but it's incorrect for this. This is for a later dial. This dial would have been produced after April 1972 because it's got no text, and it should be a 6002 case back. Now you've sent me a bunch of extra parts, a couple empty watch heads here. These both have 6002. Like this case back would work. This case back would work. Either one. Probably this one's a little nicer. We'll see what the case back date, the dial date is, and that'll tell us what you need. Both your chronograph hands have been painted. Watch is clearly a runner. I can try to strip this paint off of here and see what it looks like. You can see how sort of high and blobby it is. I don't know if the original paint's going to be under there, but if these hands are original to this watch, judging by the amount of moisture that got in here, which is why the lume is all darkened, it's the hand-painted surface will probably be purity rough. It's probably why these hands have been redone as well, or replaced. Indicator gear is in place. Your indicator ring is an aftermarket, but you knew that. It's an aftermarket crown. It's one of the old aftermarkets. See how it's a smooth dish? It looks like a bowl in there. There's supposed to be a dimple. It's a flat angled bevel into a dimple in the middle. So this is one of the old aftermarkets. These I remember came out like, gosh, like 15 years ago. Look at that. You bought this from pretty thin gasket. Looks like it's still got some oomph to it. So this came from DC Vintage Watches. The weight suffered a lot of moisture damage. Look at how much they cleaned out. This whole weight must have been just covered in green corrosion. So almost all the protective plating is gone from this weight. I would recommend replacing it. It has a 6138 winding bridge on it. I have correct 6139 bridges. Wow, look at the plating is gone. This watch got a lot of moisture inside of it. A lot of scraping. Let's force winding the mainspring barrel. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see what we get in terms of numbers, if we can get anything in terms of numbers. Now, I know you bought this from him. I don't know if it was sold as serviced or not, but this is full power. I mean, at least the output is steady. little better. Those are some good numbers. Okay. It's a good place to start. I'm a little surprised, pleasantly surprised. Those are good basic numbers. It's a good place to start. So much better news than I was anticipating based on the amount of water damage I saw to the movement itself. This is a good starting point. It could have been so very, very much worse. So that's great news. I mean, we're getting a little up and downy, but overall the numbers are much better than I could have expected. But we still need to put in, you want to put in the upper and lower mainspring arbor jewels, which are not in there, and I'm going to have to service it in order to do that. So we're going to have to pull it apart anyway. Okay. And it looks like we got a little bit of lower amplitude going dial down than dial up. Okay, let's go back and talk about cosmetics. The numbers dialed down have been holding pretty steady. Below 200. I just want to see if it pops back up again going dial up. Because if we're getting a lot of variation dial up and dial down, that's an indicator that something is certainly funky. Yeah, we're definitely getting higher numbers. We're getting a variation dial up and dial down for amplitude. Not sure what's up with that. Definitely something we're going to have to look at because it's not supposed to do that. I did see an old servicing mark in here from the 90s, 1992. Okay, let me put this case back on here. So, cosmetics, the other thing. It's got the right day wheel language, Roman English. Yeah, your surface is the surface is banged up on your dial. It's got some marks on it. It's dirty. It had a lot of moisture, and so you can see your lume is all darkened. Your lume is darker than it may be darker than I can deal with. I can try to clean it and see if I can bring it back. Maybe. Definitely some hazing going on. The top of your markers, they've got some of that silver hazy look to them. And oh, one thing I wanted to show you too is that the Seiko logo has a lot of scratching on it. The lot of the plating has been messed up with it. If this were my dial, I would probably replace that Seiko, and I can do it. I have them. I have to harvest one off another dial. I have lots of dials, but I can put a new, darn it, I can put a new logo on there because that one looks pretty crappy. This dial, it generally is just the surface is really super scratched up. I would bet, well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm very curious to see the dial date and what the surface looks like. And so your choices here are to try to have me clean as best as I can. That could turn out okay. If you want it to look fresher and cleaner, I can relume the dial, but let's find out how it does when I go ahead and clean it. So you want to replace this bezel. You sent a couple parts cases. You also sent this bezel, which is in nice condition. That will definitely help. You also sent this replacement original indicator ring. It is used, slightly faded. What's crazy is I think I had a dream about this watch. So I guess the things that we're going to need to do then are it's going to need a new crystal. We're going to replace this gasket. We also have original handsets, hour and minute hands. I can pick one of those that's better because I'm pretty sure this has been relumed, or they're aftermarket actually. They're glowing a little. Yeah, anytime you see those little marks on the dial there, we'll see. I'll clean it up and we'll see. I think the biggest challenge is going to be cleaning up the dial and working on that lume. Again, we seem to have okay numbers on the movement. I'll know more when we go through and service it, but you let me know if you have any questions after this. Big questions I have is how much I'm going to be able to clean up the original lume, and how clean I can get the dial surface. Everything else is doable. Oh, and whether or not to deal with the paint on the chronograph hands. Because they're supposed to be not this deep crimson red, they're supposed to be a sort of a lightish tomato red. More like this color, but with a little more orange. Okay, you let me know. Thank you.